Welcome back. Tonight we're looking at the latest tracking poll put together by Musa Danquest Global Info Analytics. We've looked at the country in terms of the direction, approval ratings, we looked at key issues like Galamsey, Dumso, and the economy. And of course, who was to blame for NPP's defeat or who essentially should be blamed for the election outcome. Now, I think this is an interesting one because with barely 3 months into Mahama administration, you really think about 2028. But Musa Danquest decided to ask, what is this? What is this? The Mahama hasn't even finished choosing all his appointees. He asked 3 or 4 deputy ministers more. You're already looking at to succeed him.
But there are people out there campaigning for 2028.
Okay.
For NPP side. So we can't look at NPP and turn the blind eye on the NDC side.
So you did for both parties?
For both parties, yes.
So is this the first poll that has come out on this?
Poll.
All right, let's go there. Voters' preference for NPP leaders in 2028. Boom. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia,
yes.
48.1. Kennedy Japan, 25.1. Whoa. Dr. Yawed Osei Duchum, 12.5. This is Kwabena Ejepon.
Yes.
7.2. Brian Echampong, 1. By the way, Brian is BRY.
BRY, okay.
This guy is still there?
Everybody still there.
Where is Napo? He's not here?
No.
Why didn't you include him?
We did work before this this survey. So we felt the most prominent ones is what we want to take to the field.
It would have been nice to include the running mates, although the work, whatever. So these are the names you gave the people?
Yes.
And in this list, he is number 1.
Number 1.
But he's below 50.
Below 50.
By the way, what did he get in the NPP primaries?
61%.
And what did Kennedy get?
I think he got 38%.
38. Of course, those were the top 2. So together, this was the last 2.
The last 2 years.
Okay. But and now you have 48, 25.
If you look at the telephone poll we did before the big event, it's almost similar to this one among delegates.
The telephone poll?
Kennedy was 35% and Bawumia was 47% in that delegate poll.
Ooh. But this guy was not in the race.
No. So he's really a
Where is he coming from?
Nowhere.
Dr. Osei Educhum, the
former education.
He was supposed to be the competitor for the running mate slot. Mm-hmm. And somehow he didn't get it.
No.
12.5%. Is this big?
It's big. It's significant. It means that people must think strategically.
Wow. And this is interesting as well, Kwabena
Japan.
Because he campaigned for Bawumia.
Yes, he did.
But he's 7.2. Where is Brian coming from?
One of the rising stars in NPP.
4.1%. Adanimo never goes away.
The old guards.
Because even this guy from Akufo-Addo, Alan, I wonder what he does that makes him, or people just remember his name.
I think maybe Ashanti region is quite known face in Ashanti region. So,
will Bawumia be happy with this?
No, he shouldn't be.
It's too low.
It's too low.
You think so?
Yeah.
Will Kennedy be happy with this?
This means that if you ask me, it means that the battle will be fiercer than the last time.
You are serious?
Yes.
Because compared this early in the race, he was in a much wider lead.
No, it's almost the same.
Okay. But you'd have expected after the election you should do better.
Yes, yes.
But if he lost, why should he do better? The election, the result was
but, you know, the thinking is that he's been well marketed. So on that basis...
So you believe that... But this is not for NPP. This is everybody.
This is everybody.
Did you disaggregate this into parties?
No, but we did. But you see, this kind of tend to feed into delegates. Because these people we are talking to, the same...
So this is the overall?
Overall Ghanaians, yes.
Will he be happy, Kennedy?
I think he should be doing better.
25 is...
You could see that maybe Educhum was eating into his backyard.
But this guy is 12.5%?
Yes.
Wow. And you disaggregated this into... Okay, let's look here. So for NPP, Bawumia is pretty high, 57.
Higher in NPP, 57.
And Kennedy is 22. Educhum is 11, which is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
But for NDC, Bawumia is 44.
Kennedy 26. Educhum 13.
Kwabena Japan is higher in NDC.
9%.
Okay, quite interesting. Floating voters, Bawumia 44, 27. 14, Educhum. So this seems to confirm the view among some that Educhum is a better crossover candidate than possibly the other running mate was. Because if floating voters are giving him 14, NDC 13, NPP 11.
I think what we'll do next time, we'll introduce the running mate's name in it.
You need to put Napo in this race.
Yes.
So that it gives us a better picture of the NPP situation.
And if anybody emerges again, but I don't see any serious contenders.
The other thing I find interesting, Kwabena Japan, among others, is 14.
14.
So he seems to be known outside NPP is just 5%. He's getting 14 in others, 7 among floating, 9 in NDC, overall 7. So clearly he needs to do work in NPP if he's interested.
But remember, having 5 in NPP is quite a big number.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
You also did an ethnic breakdown.
Yes.
And among the Mole Dagbani, Bawumia is in a clear lead.
Clear lead, yes.
Among the Akan,
it's still very good competitor, 49%.
Still leading. Even in Guan, 40. The only place it doesn't do too well, actually everywhere it does well.
Everywhere it does well.
Yeah. The best number for Educhum is ever
17.
Guruma. 17. Kwabena Japan. Wow, 30 Kwabena Japan among airways.
Kennedy Japan.
Kennedy Japan, wow.
Yes.
30. And Bawumia 36. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Quite close. Any reason why? Did you? Okay, of course, you can find out next time. Now, so
he was doing well in Buta region. Even he won the...
he won the
Buta region.
NPP primaries Volta.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So the big, before you go, so this is the big outcome for NPP. Bawumia, close to 50%. This early in the race. Kennedy, half of that. The big story is Educhum, 12.5. Although Napo's name was not in this list. So it would be nice to see if we put Napo's name where he would be. Because I'm sure you have a thing or two to say about this. And then Kwabena Japan, 7.2. Brian, 4.1. Adanimo. So are you saying that whoever he decides to go with will be key?
Yes.
Wow.
He has become probably... He could threaten Kennedy if he mounts a tactical campaign. Remember, he is going to be sharing the same base as Kennedy.
But he hasn't said he's running yet.
He hasn't said yet, but we are speculating.
So either of them could be looking for him.
Yes.
All right, let's do NDC. Okay, so what is this? Who do you prefer?
Here we put as many names as we can imagine.
Okay. And number 1 is the vice president.
Vice president, 25%.
Education minister, 20. Finance minister, 13. Ablakwa, 10. Asidun Ketia, 10. I'm using the, I'm rounding it up.
Rounding up.
So if you take 25, 20.
21.
25, 21, 13, 10, 10. Zaneto is 6. Julius, 4. Everybody else is quite low. Wow. Again, like Educhum, I think this is an interesting one. Because I never heard his name. I never heard Atufonsin's name in all of this.
Very interesting.
He hasn't said he wants to do anything.
No, he hasn't said
He just wants to do finance.
He just wants to do finance.
Why do you think this is coming from?
You know, NDC is likely going to be led by the new generation.
You can see it from the appointees of the president.
Yes. And on that basis, people begin to look for their future leader from that group.
And in that group, you take out the vice president.
Yes.
She's not a new generation.
So in the next slide, you will see a bit of tweaking that we did.
Is he a new generation?
I mean, technically, probably on the borders, on the margins, because I think he's around 54 years old. And Ablakwa and Okujeto, Ablakwa and Atufosin are much younger.
I am surprised that Mosquito is making only 9.8. Because I speak to NDC party people, and I thought a lot of them were comfortable with the idea, but maybe I missed. I don't know. I'm surprised. I thought you would do much better.
You know, I mean, let's look at the next slide and see.
The breakdown. Okay, so before we go there, so the vice president hasn't said. Nobody here has said anything.
Nobody has said anything.
You are just putting.
I'm just putting names.
You are putting them in trouble.
That's why there are so many names.
So 25, 21, 13, 9, 10, 10. Okay, fine. Now the next one is.
When the same data into party affiliation.
So let's look at NDC. I expect Mosquito to do better at NDC if I'm right. Jenana is 19.
Almost 20% in NDC.
Atufosin 15.
15.
Haruna 21.
21.
Where is the
Mosquito? Mosquito. I said in Ketia. Where is it? Number two.
Number two.
9.5.
This is shocking. I'm surprised. Because I thought because he's the General Secretary and Chairman, he's known in his party. So which means that there's a... So in NDC, Haruna is 21.
21.
Wow. Blackwell is a comfortable 11. So it's like a fourth. If you take out Jane, she's third.
Yes.
Did you take out the vice... How old is the vice president, by the way?
Sorry?
How old is the vice president?
I think she's going to probably be around 72 or 73 by the time...
No, she's 73 now.
Hey, okay.
That's what I'm told. So if you take the...
If you add 4 years to her age at a time...
Above 70s. So you did a new generation poll. You took out the vice president.
Vice president. And took out Mosquito.
You took out Mosquito too?
Yes.
And this is what you have?
This is what you have.
Wow. So these are the top 5. This is interesting. This is actually... Because this is not surprising.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is not surprising. This is also not surprising because... But this is interesting for me. So I think my takeaway is Educhum for NPP and Ato Forsen for NDC. Watch this space.
Watch this space.
And the economy is a big portfolio. And interesting, education.
It's another big portfolio.
Wow. She hasn't been given a post yet.
But people are mentioning her name.
But the fact that she's there is interesting.
It means
because
something.
the Rollins brand is big.
Yeah, it's big. It's a very big brand.
Maybe if she's made minister, she could do better.
She will probably rise in the polling numbers.
And this is Omane Buama, 4.7. Wow, Musa, when are you doing another one?
In the next 90 days.
90 days. So,
July.
We'll have a good thing to compare with. Wow. I don't know. I've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Send us comments. We'll discuss this on a separate show. I'm sure the Situation Room on Thursday will delve into this much further. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.